Yo, what is up, my friends? It's dhcvolt, and today I'm going to be predicting the final three Stellar Forged champions. Now, unlike the Deathless champions, I feel that I'm starting to see a growing theme. So let's look at the two champions that we already have, right? We have the Star-Lord, who is skill, and then we have the Blade about to come out, who is Mystic. Now, both of these are classes that you could have argued the original champion could have been, right? Let's think about it. Star-Lord is just a guy. His combos are just punches. So there's an argument to be made that he's skill. So we get a skill Stellar Forge Star-Lord. And then let's think about Blade, right? And I have the 7-star Blade somewhere around here, but here's a 5-star. The old OG, like this guy has gotten a lot more use than my 6 or 7-star Blade. 6, 7. Looking at this, what other class could Blade have been? Well, he is a living vampire. And what classes are the vampires in this game? Well, Morbius is science, but he's not a real vampire, so that doesn't count. But you have Dracula, who is a mystic champion. So a vampire is mystic. Blade could have been mystic. So now thinking about that, if we were to make the conclusion that every Stellar Forged champion could be the class that champion could have been, this narrows down the potential for what the final Stellar Forged champions are going to be. So let's run through it. Now, the first one I'm going to predict is science. What are any of these champions looking like for another class? Well, one really calls to me, and that is a science green goblin. Let's remember that Green Goblin has a sort of super serum, and Captain America is a science champion. They made him tech because, you know, the pumpkin bombs and the glider, but there was a strong argument to be made all the way when he was released back in 2017 that this champion could have or should have been science. And as such, I'm just going to predict that the Science Stellar Forged champion is going to be Green Goblin. I suppose it is also possible that it would be Dr. Octopus, but I don't know, like that one makes a lot less sense to me. The most difficult one was mutant. Who isn't a mutant that is a mutant? Well, there's only one, or rather two, I can think of, and that's going to be the Maximoffs. We have Scarlet Witch and we have Quicksilver. Now, what I will say, Quicksilver in the comics is not a mutant, but in the movies he is. So because he's a mutant in the movies, I could totally see Quicksilver being the mutant option for the Stellar Forge, or Scarlet Witch, who I definitely do not have a 7-star Scarlet Witch. Yeah, I totally think it's going to be one of the Maximoffs getting the mutant class for the Stellar Forge. We have one last champion. Who is going to be the tech? My prediction for the tech champion is gonna be MODOK, who, I mean, do I even need to say why he could be tech? I mean, look at him. Another option could be Black Widow, who uses a lot of gadgets, but the original Black Widow doesn't use any. So maybe it would be the Deadly Order Black Widow, if it is Black Widow. But here's the thing, right? There's another theme. The thing that I said about the potential classes of the original champion is not actually the only prevailing through line. Let's think about the two champions that are Stellar Forged, and even the God Emperor Doom. These are all champions that had their day in the sun and are kind of washed up. Star-Lord was the OG god. He was like everybody's choice for Labyrinth of Legends. He was, you know, people found out he could beat Realm of Legends Wolverine if you got his combo high enough. Star-Lord was the OG GOAT. So they released another Star-Lord, and then if we look at who was the GOAT of the 5-star era, well, that's Blade. Who was the GOAT of the 6-star era? Some might argue Doom, some might argue CGR. Regardless, there is the possibility that what they're doing is releasing champions who have had that prime that has since passed. Now, interestingly enough, that could still mean a mutant Scarlet Witch and a tech Black Widow. Now, If that is the way they're going to go, and it's just a coincidence that all these champions like could have been that class, perhaps we'll be getting a Stellar Forged Thor. Perhaps we'll be getting a Stellar Forged. I mean, I would love to see a Stellar Forged Rogue. I don't think we're going to be getting that. I could totally see a Stellar Forged Archangel, Stellar Forged Magneto, if that is the way they're going, if they want champions that just had a prime. But we'll see. Let me know what you think of my guesses. Let me know if I missed anyone that you think should have been there. But other than that, have a great day. Make sure to like and sub, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure to let me know once I'm right about that Green Goblin.